is here.
Hey.
Josie, I met Osswald. It's been ages. We've both been so
Centuries.
busy.
Centuries, yeah.
We actually missed all of last year, so we're gonna make up for it. How are you, my love?
I'm good.
We've seen each other, but
yeah, but we just haven't filmed anything. Sorry, it was a rough few months.
and I've got to tell you, I gotta think what his name is, but I have a subscriber named Doris Fan, something or other. He
yes.
2 months after you.
I know.
When are you doing the video
is.
with Josie? When are you doing the video with Josie?
Hi, Mike. Shout out for you.
Oh, his name is Mike. Okay. Now I know.
Sorry for breaking your anonymity.
So you've been great. You look wonderful.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
I should have worn something with more blue. We could have coordinated today, but I think this is
What
pretty
kind of
good.
shirt do you look?
Yeah.
You got blue in the front
With
there.
a button down, yeah.
So what have you got for us today?
So Carlos and I have been talking for the past 40 minutes now, just smelling everything and talking about the new things that I'll have in a few weeks. And we realized that we never did a video on the last couple of Micallef exclusives that...
Right, we actually were going to give up on this and I was going to come back at a later date when we got more stuff in.
And then
just about as
it was actually Daniel mentioned, we just smelled something for another video that Carlos is working on. And he said, well, it smells a lot like the exception #1 from Micallef.
And I'm like, what's the exception?
And I'm like, well, okay, I'm slacking on my job here. We forgot to talk about them, so... There are 3 exclusive Micallefs that, and this is how far behind we are. I think I've had these since September or October. So sorry, everyone.
A little close
So
up. This the front?
Does my hair look okay?
Is mine?
Chest, yes.
I'm a little frizzy today.
It's okay. It's okay. Me too.
This is the bottle. Nice bottle.
Thank you. Thank you. Ignore the fact that I chipped a couple of rhinestones off this one. I make a lot of samples.
Do we have to test it? Let's see it.
Yeah, there's one right here. So, backstory, as some of you, where do I start? I have to go back about a year ago. So, a year ago, the #1 for Osswald was discontinued. May it rest in peace.
Was there a reason for that?
Yeah, there was a reason. So, the fragrance was IFRA non-compliant, so we could blame them for it. You know that really awesome sort of juicy appleberry top note? Yeah, they were using like real fruit extract or something for that, and they couldn't do it. And so anyone who has bought a bottle from me or who called me or emailed me in the aftermath knows that I was like straight up hysterical. I couldn't sleep for days. I was like, oh my God. It was a really terrible time. And I sold out of all of it in like literally a day. Anyway, because I know how popular it was, I tried to have the fragrance reformulated with Micallef, but I think that the thing that was so special about the #1, and I remember from the video that we did together with it and the video that you did with Rich, it really was the top notes. It was that amazing sort of like juicy, creamy berry apple thingamabob that happened when you first sprayed it.
But this smells nice.
Is that the #2?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm very long-winded. I apologize. I had the chance over the summer, actually for my birthday weekend, I went to visit the Micallefs in Graz.
That's so awesome.
It was so awesome. The weather was crap, I have to say, but they are the loveliest people. Their house is gorgeous, and Martine's a fantastic cook. Just putting it out there.
Even more special.
Yeah, I mean, you would have died. I mean, it was told the food was so up your alley. Anyway, I went with the mission to make something new. Since I can't have the #1 anymore, I figured, well, let's do a second one, and hopefully it'll be a series in the long run. I wish Daniel wasn't eating lunch right now, because Daniel
Let the man eat. He works hard. They're very busy here. They're like, they got the boundaries up.
Anyway, so Daniel and I, we know that the #1 was super popular. Everyone loved it. For us, it was a little bit too sweet, and I think you remember even from the video that we did, I said, for me personally, I don't think I could wear it because it's just too much. So when I was in Graz, I had the opportunity to formulate with Jeffrey Micallef a new one, and I was really thinking of me, and more so Daniel, really wanted something that was a little less sweet, maybe a little denser, something a little more grown and sexy.
It hasn't lost the sweetness entirely. There's sweetness here.
No, it's still there. So, since we can't have the fruit, I said, well, why don't we just try amping up everything else that was in the fragrance and just kind of change the direction a little bit, make it a little more fall-winter appropriate, just make it a little smokier, a little heavier.
I find the oud a little more pronounced.
Yeah, it definitely
one for sure.
It definitely is. And I'm not so crazy about oud these days, but I feel that
You're just tired, right?
Yeah, I mean, I smell so much of it.
So over it.
But I feel like it's not oody.
Right,
It's
nothing
more of
skanky.
No, it's definitely not skanky at all. It's more of just it's a dry wood, but not that sort of cedar dry wood. There's some creaminess to it, and that vanillic base is still here with the number 2.
I think this is lovely. I definitely rock this for sure. How's it been selling?
Very well.
Very well.
I mean, still every day I get people asking for the number 1, and again, I'm really sorry. It doesn't exist.
It's over.
I even gave away my own bottle of it to someone who was just so desperately looking for
That's
it.
very sweet of you.
I had to.
That's your perfume mitzvah of the year.
It was. It really was. I understand why people loved it so much. But if you want something that maybe is a little less sweet, something that works better in cooler weather or more nighttime, I really like the number 2.
All right, so there you have it. The number 2, exclusive to Osswald.
And while I was there, I also had, so I have 2 bottles here. I'll come closer with them because the artwork's pretty similar, but the colors are different. We'll get the cleave in there too.
You're so, you know what? I don't think you have to announce that, Mama. God.
You know what? It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
Let's have some fun. It's the middle of the week. So while I was in
This is her. This is not a character. This is
Josie
all day.
I've been like this since I came out of my mom. I can't help it. Yeah, so it was really great. I had spent an afternoon with Jeffrey smelling some compositions.
Jeffrey
Neiman.
Okay.
I'm probably mispronouncing his last name, but he's the co-owner of Micallef with Martine, her husband. It's the 2 of them.
There was a very popular men's that was a different brand. Like very peppery. I can't remember.
They have so many fragrances.
Yeah,
They've had so many fragrances.
All right, so her husband.
Yeah, so Martine does the bottles, and Jeffrey works on the fragrance development.
He's a nose.
Yeah, well, they have a perfumer.
Director.
Yes, he's a creative director. They have a perfumer as well. Jean-Claude Astier. He's also the perfumer for Whittian by AJ Arabia. Anyway, he was showing me some mods that he was working on and wanted my feedback. So 2 of these here, so this is the Exception Azour and the Exception number 1, are the things that I gave some input on. So we'll start with
That's so much fun that you get to do that.
It was so cool. I mean, it's like a perfume lover's dream come true. So we'll start with the Exception Azour. So this one was me combing through the Micallef archives, which was heart attack inducing. There was just so much fragrance. And asking if there was a way to take their classic oud and maybe give it a fresher sort of top note.
Oh, wow. That is fresh as... That's really nice. And I'm Carlos, and I'll always be Carlos, sorry. That is nice. Oh, wow. I like this. Guys, can you smell it? Look, it smells damn good.
Yeah, apple and lavender. It's this really interesting sort
I
of...
don't like lavender. I like it now.
It's this really sort of interesting kind of a fougere accord on top of this really gorgeous rosy oud. Okay, he took the bottle.
I wasn't going to put anything on because I'm heading over to Steven's house after this, and we're going to do a lot of reviews. But I got to put this on. This smells nice.
Thank you.
What does this run?
$235.
For 100 milli.
100 mil, yeah.
Wow. It's like a piercing freshness.
Yeah.
But not aquatic and not overly fruity.
Yeah, no.
From the apple.
Because you know I can't stand those aquatic things at all.
No.
That's
your
can't.
worst category. It's like vibrantly fresh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would rock this all day long.
It's so
cool,
right?
Yes. Does it last?
It does.
Awesome.
That freshness actually lasts for quite a while, which is really cool.
So what am I going to think of this one now?
Oh, see, this is actually, I have to say this.
Josie, I really like this.
Thank you.
I'm not putting.
Oh, I know. We don't lie to each other. I'm still smelling.
Totally works on me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Carlos, that's you.
all right, saving up for a bottle of.
Exception Azour. So this last one, this is the Exception number 1, and I have to say this is probably of the 3 my personal favorite, because for me, on men, and I tell this to everyone who comes in here, I really prefer greener, crisper, aromatic fragrances.
Okay. And you always seem to mention you like throwback, like from the 80s.
Yeah,
like men's classic fragrances.
Yeah, I am nothing if not a child.
And she would wear them herself.
I do.
Just to get that air of a man.
It's
not
true.
like that back in the day.
Anyone who ever wears original polo around me, I will chase you to the ends of the earth. Apologies to my boyfriend,
I just
but
met Carlos Benahim last week at 80s.
Oh, for the Edward Best thing.
Yes.
Oh my God. He better hope I never meet him because I will tackle him like
I'm
crying,
sure.
screaming like thank you. Anyway, so this is the exception number 1.
Which is the one that Daniel referred to, smelled, the other thing that we smelled.
Yeah.
Smelled. This smells nice also. This smells really, you know what?
It's not quite your thing.
No, but it smells good.
Yeah.
What do we got going on here? It smells spicy to me. I smell
Yeah, there's
like
a lot of black pepper, there's a lot of bitter orange, grapefruit, lemon, vetiver, cedar, and cocoa.
Wow, that's a little twist.
Yeah.
This smells very spicy.
You know, because a lot of times those sort of fresher fragrances can be a little bit, I don't know if I want to say linear, but
Honey, this...
Carlos is about to start eating his
one.
own hand. What was I saying? I don't want to say that those sort of fresher fragrances are linear, but they could sometimes be maybe a little too dry.
Okay.
And a little bit too sharp on the skin.
But you got to admit though, the general public, girls, all the young girls at work, they love fresh.
Yeah.
Anything too challenging.
Yeah. But the thing is there's a difference between the kind of fresh that people like and people ask for, and what fresh fragrances actually are. A lot of the times they're a little bit too bracing. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. The cocoa in this gives it a sort of roundness and warmth that keeps it from being just maybe a little bit too sharp on the nostrils, and gives it a hint of sweetness that people ask for.
It's losing its. It was a little. Whew.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I have a little sinus thing going on today, and my nose isn't in the best shape, but I can clearly smell these things that I'm smelling. It's not quite as.
It's not quite as sharp. Yeah.
It mellowed down.
Yeah.
Mellowed down.
And on the skin, it's incredible. It's so hard to find.
I hate you. Now I don't have room for it. I'm gonna have to put a t-shirt on to do.
I'm sorry.
To
His
use my
Carlos is
arm.
gonna start stripping now. I
don't think they want that. They'd rather you strip.
You know, the thing with citruses or just fresh fragrances in general is that it's hard to find one that stays fresh on the skin for more than 5 or 10 minutes, and this one really does stay like that for quite a while before it starts to warm and sweeten up a tiny bit.
This smells really masculine. This smells.
Yeah.
It smells sharp.
It smells like chest hair.
White chest hair to match the beard.
I don't really have any.
I hope you don't have any, please. What do you think of this?
See, I prefer that on you. But that's my own
I like them
preference.
both. These both are
but
winners.
the azour is more you for sure.
Yeah.
Exception azour is
So
definitely
$235 for.
$235, and $225. Just like the number 1 was priced.
And they're all 100 ml bottles.
Yeah, all 100 ml.
And exclusive to
me.
Osswald.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be a lot of stuff coming into the store.
A totally
What
brand
is that
new
show?
line.
Essence.
It's
a trade show, a perfume show in Milan, where a lot of companies debut.
Launch their new fragrances. So
look for another video.
For basically any perfumery, you're going to see a lot of new things after the end of March.
They leave their launches for that particular event. It's a big show. I really wish I could go one day, but
I've been to Pity, and that was overwhelming. That's the one in Florence. Crazy.
Italy. I've never left the United States ever in my life. I've only gone to Canada.
Well, that counts.
So.
That counts. Italy, you better like cheese. You see,
I love cheese.
I'm
Are you
very
kidding me?
lactose.
My refrigerator is never without Locatelli Pecorino Romano cheese.
Then
never.
We have a mission. We got to get you to one of these fairs this year because you're going to go insane with just the
All right,
food.
sounds good to me. Well, it's always lovely to see you, my darling.
Oh,
Stay beautiful.
Oh, you
and
too.
Look at her, she looks great. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you,
I hope
everyone.
you enjoyed.
Come see me. Oh, I mean, not like that, Carlos.
We always do this. This is our shtick. We never pre-discuss. We do it on
Of
spot.
course, I'll be doing a giveaway of samples of these 3. Carlos, what are your rules?
Subscribe to Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, like and share this video. Leave one comment down below with what you enjoyed most about this video, or if you've tried these fragrances, or what you think of the beautiful Josie. And that's it. This is only US. I'm sorry, guys, because it's just...
I can't get to the post office. I'm really
So,
sorry.
US only subscribers. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're all well, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Just so you know, everyone, Carlos just asked me if left side of the bed, so now you know what we do here when he's visiting.
Sorry.
Well,
Imagine if I went there.
I know. Well, you might as well leave this in the intro. Hi, everyone. I've missed you. Okay.
Because
Oh, okay, fine. This will just
do
be
you
our
like
time.
light side of bed?
I sleep on the left side. No. If my bed is facing this way, I sleep on this
Do
side.
you mind if I go there?
Not